NWS League, the league before this folded. One of the main aims from our small investment group that we had at that point was to keep the Boston Breakers brand alive and to keep it in market and to make sure Boston had a professional women's soccer team. That was the goal. Part of that, we had to effectively knock down that old business model because it wouldn't work in the new league that was coming along, and it wouldn't work in the bridge year that we had either. So we effectively have to knock the house down and build it back up again. And you know, that's what we've done over the past few years. It's took us a little bit longer than what we wanted to, like probably most construction projects. But we're really in a good place as an organisation, as a business. We have developed, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but I tweet about it all the time. We have this development pyramid, is what we call it. That is also part of our business model that we've developed. Kind of goes from cradle to grave, is the way I like to talk about it. We really start at the bottom of the pyramid. We start with 3 and 4 year olds. Yes, 3 and 4 year olds. It's where we start. They hang on your leg on a Saturday morning while you're just running around. They have no interest in the soccer ball, but they love being out and love being active, and we love having people around them and exposing them to the Boston Breakers and really having them enjoy being out there and enjoying some experience and start getting introduced to soccer. So we started at 3 and 4 year old, then we moved up to our recreation camps. We had 20 different camp weeks throughout this year, these summer holidays, where we work in 16 different towns. From that point on, we move up to our development training centres and our clinics. For clinics, we work with 16 different towns, where we go in and work with their spring teams and their fall teams, again, coach and player development for the whole course of the season. And from that, we have development training centres, which are located in different parts of Massachusetts, where anybody that wants to come in, train, get some experience from the Boston Breakers development, meet some of the players, are able to drop in. They're effectively drop-in centres, so you can drop in and learn. And from that, we move into our Boston Breakers Academy, which has been a labour of love for me, really. Over the past 3 years, that's really grown. As you can see, there's some academy players right here. Good job. I see there's some FC Stars players out there as well. I don't need to speak about it. Just kidding. But the Boston Breakers Academy now has been around for 3 years. We now have 118 teams, all branded Boston Breakers Academy. Am I boring you already, Cliff?
That's okay.
We have 118 teams, all wearing Boston Breakers Academy jerseys, along with our partner, NEFC. There you go. Beautiful model. That equates to just shy of 1,800 players that we have in that program, which is amazing for us because we get to see this talent at the younger ages. We get to help them develop, and the ambition is to, what's your name, lady? Sadie, to have Sadie come all the way through the academy program, through to our amateur teams, and be able to sign her as a pro team player. That's what we really want. And even deeper than that, we want to find a 3-year-old on a Saturday morning and bring them all the way up and sign them to a pro. That's what that pyramid offers us. And the academy itself, every 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 age group made the quarterfinals at the national championships last year, which was very positive for us. And the youth academy itself was ranked number 12 in the country. We'd love to be in the top 10, top 5, but in the third year being number 12 in the country isn't too bad for us. So all positives on that front. And then from there, once they go to 18, they move to our under-20s in the WPSL league. And then we have our college academy, which it's not just local players, we have players from all over the country. They come and train and play, and we're able to expose them to the pro team environment a little bit more. It gives us a look at players we might want to look at drafting in the future as well. From that, they move into our reserve team, who were champions last year, national champions last year. This season, they fell just short in the semi-finals. Nobody's ever done back-to-back national championships in the WPSL, so we're really hoping for that this year. But they had a fantastic season and got through to the semi-finals again. And then obviously, at the top of the pyramid, we have our pro team. Yay, pro team. One of the perfect examples is Hayley Dowd, Wade Hayley. Local girl, Liberty, Massachusetts. Hayley played 2 years in our college academy program, Boston College. Played 2 years for our college academy in the WPSL. Played a year in our reserves, did fantastically well in the reserve team. And again, we were able to bring her in because of the job she'd done, and we were able to bring her to the pro team environment to learn a little bit more there. Worked extremely hard and we were able to sign her to a pro team contract, and she was able to make her professional debut against Washington Spirit a couple of weeks back. So for us, not only is that pyramid important from a player development standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, to have so many of these kids locally, regionally, nationally, to be able to wear the Boston Breakers brand. It's also important from a business model standpoint. It helps us really form stability, which is something that was very important. As I said, the key goal for our ownership group was to make sure the Boston Breakers brand stays alive and it doesn't go anywhere. And if we have to make sure that there is a women's team in Boston, so all these great fans like yourselves can come out and support. And you know, we're really pleased that we've been able to achieve that. And now we're moving on to the next phase. We're going to be around for a long, long time. I can assure you that the model is stable, the model is secure. We're now able to move on and invest even more things like we do each year with the players, whether it's we're the first club in the NWSL that had a full-time sports scientist, improving things such as the travel, the accommodations, the staffing. Matt's still got his job, but we will improve other bits and pieces about that, right? The software that we use, the video software, the statistical software, player recruitment software, everything we're investing in. Next year, we're looking to make our biggest investment at all, which I'm happy to share and have permission to share. We're actually going to be building our own training complex, which will be a modified version of it. There will be a modified version of it to start the 2018, and hopefully by the end of 2018 we'll have a full complex that will have the fields, the offices, the locker rooms, the headquarters for the front office and sales, gym, everything in there. So we're really excited about that, and that's the next development for us, the next project. So don't worry about us, we're not going anywhere. I know we want more success on the field. I was watching a program recently, I like that, the HBO documentary Hard Knocks. Does anyone watch that? I'm addicted to that thing. And it was recently with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they had a quote on the wall, the road to success is always under construction. And I text Matt straight away, I said, I'm stealing this because this is kind of like us. So yeah, we are always under construction. I'm pleased to say that we've made significant steps, positive steps forward with this year's group and heading into next year. Hands up, we did make some mistakes in the past where we had to rip up the road and start again, but we're in a positive place where we're at with the team this year. We're in a positive place where we are from a business standpoint. So overall as an organisation, we're really excited about what we're doing moving forward, and we want the success on the field and the success off the field because it's what all you guys deserve. And believe me, we're striving hard to make that happen because I think the city of Boston needs to help recognise that there's these fantastic athletes that are here as another sports team in this city. Yep. And all the commitments that you guys have made over the years to help support us, to help support these young ladies, it's the least we can do is make sure that we get something for you guys. So we appreciate your support very, very much. I'm going to bring up Mark, President of Business Operations. Mark's going to chat about the sponsorship side of things a little bit more.
First of all, just back up what Lee said. Thank you everyone for coming tonight. I know that the Red Sox played, the Bruins are playing, and the Patriots are playing, so didn't pick a very good night for it, really, did we? But there you go. Just wanted to talk very briefly about our list of sponsors this year. As most of you know, the bank of sponsors has grown considerably over the past 12 months. But that's all come off the back of our main shirt sponsor, Steward Healthcare. We were very fortunate to have Steward as a main partner, and this year we managed to extend the contract through 2019. So we've now got their backing, as Lee said, we're continually growing the club, but we have their backing, which gives us a firm foothold financially for the next 3 seasons. On the back of Steward, who are also sponsoring tonight's event. So all the food and the soft drinks and even the trophies have been provided by Stuart. And unfortunately, their representatives can't be here tonight, but if we could all give them a round of applause anyway, that'd be great. But the three big clients that we have on board this year, especially the half-time competition with JetBlue, it's given us a real lease of life in the sense that a lot of fans have commented on how exciting it is that you can actually win free flights. Now, not for an organisation that scrapes around trying to get free anything, for us to get free flights is pretty amazing. So JetBlue have really helped us out this year. The deal that we have with them is worth another 2 years to us as well, so that's a long-term deal. So when you are booking flights, please use JetBlue and mention us if you're doing it, and then we come back on us and be quite good. We've also got a deal with Southern New Hampshire University. Some of our players have actually utilised this in the sense that they get part scholarships for their education online, which, as you know, soccer players in this country don't get paid like the soccer players do in Europe. So a lot of our players have to think what they're going to do beyond soccer, and a few of our players have utilised this by getting either a master's or further in their education. Some, I think, is doing a journalism course, some other people are doing a photography course. So that's a really, really powerful statement, and we're the only women's team in the league that have a relationship with the university, so that's really powerful as well. And the last one, which is a couple of our players really love this deal, is the Dunkin' Donuts deal. I can't see them, they're hiding. But Dunkin's come on board as a sponsor of ours. They're a Boston-based or Massachusetts-based company. They're very excited with the fact that we approached them, and they've been very supportive of us. Please do take those donuts, because I don't want my kids to have any tomorrow morning. So any kids here, go and have as much sugar as you want now, because you're not my kids. So go and have those donuts. And basically, thanks again, and please support our sponsors.